The Earth is limitless, yet its resources are limited. It holds infinite potential, but not infinite supply. It is plentiful, but not boundless. It sustains us, which is why we must sustain it. That is why we need to invest in it, ensuring the future remains yours and mine.
My name is Reginald Demano. I'm one of the operational executives. I'm responsible for three business sectors: mining and metals. The mining and metals looks at mining, as we call it, beneficiation, as well as metal fabrication. Some of our well-known investments in mining will include Kumba Iron Ore, Exaro, BHP at South 32. In metals, which is mostly the steel portfolio, we will have the likes of ArcelorMittal, Score Metals, Dufeco, and Columbus Stainless Steel. Mining is essential, and I think that stems from the fact that mining will support the transition towards the green economy. Mining of green minerals is core to that transition. And therefore, the focus for us is how do we invest in mining of key commodities that will support this transition. To name a few of those examples will be investments in battery minerals or battery metals value chain, as well as the renewable energy value chain. So minerals such as copper, cobalt, tin, and many others. Secondly, we are looking at investments in the green hydrogen value chain. That's platinum, investments in the platinum sector. One of our well-known investment in platinum is Sidibelo Platinum, where we have a shareholding of just over 15%. The third area is investments in components minerals. This looks at things such as tin. An example of that will be Alphamin in the DRC, which is one of our key investments. The last one in mining will be investments in infrastructure commodities. That's mainly steel to support the infrastructure, especially in transmission and distribution of electricity. I also look at infrastructure. Infrastructure really connects almost all the IDC value chains. It covers logistics, so typically the areas that move goods and services in the economy, your ports. It also covers telecoms, so the network industries that connect people in terms of communications. That will include data centers, fiber, towers, and many other such areas. The last one within infrastructure will be water and sanitation. We focus mostly on bulk water infrastructure. The third business unit that I look at, I'm responsible for, is energy. And energy has two primary responsibilities. One is to secure the energy security for industry. The second one is to support businesses and as well as the South Africa in the decarbonization strategy, that is towards the net zero carbon emissions target that has been set at COP26. The IDC cares about environmental sustainability, about the transition, just transition, as well as making sure that the development of the continent is synchronized in parallel with the development of South Africa. And we will continue to invest in the key minerals that support the transition to the greener economy.
The IDC is serious about investing in business, stimulating the economy, creating sustainable jobs, and driving shared values for the communities we operate in. This is why we have been investing in the mining, metals, energy, and infrastructure sectors for decades to facilitate a globally competitive industry.
My name is Tabiso Sekano. I head up mining and metals at the IDC. I think I want to highlight one specific project, which is the KEL technology project, co-owned by Sidibelo Platinum Mines. We have just approved in this past financial year 907 million rands that is going to be used for this plant, which is part of our initiative of greening the mining industry. Over and above that, I mean, other than City itself, which we've invested a lot of money in, I can also highlight PMC, which is Palabora Mining Company, a copper mining company out in Limpopo, that we've invested quite a substantial amount of money in, where we are partnering with them in terms of the expansion that they're doing, which is also a very interesting project that we are participating in.
We are passionate about partnering with businesses and entrepreneurs today because we see the potential that translates economically and socially from community to country and even globally tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Lucretia Kumalo. I'm the Divisional Executive for Client Support and Growth. My role is responsible for managing the portfolio of the IDC across sectors. IDC's exposure in the mining sector is quite significant. It accounts for 55% of our 150 billion rand book, so it's quite significant. Firstly, we've really benefited from this boom. We've received a bumper harvest of dividends from the mining industry clients in particular. We've seen the fair values of some of our significant exposures grow, some of them even doubling. So we've experienced that, and that in return has given us more funds to plow into the industry. So the pipeline has been impacted positively. In terms of funding support, the IDC really prides itself for being more than a bank. So we work very closely with our clients. We create what we call value creation plans, which are really the activation of their business plans so that we can assist them and support them in ensuring that what they had intended in their businesses is actually, it actually comes into fruition and reality. In more than that, for smaller clients that we support, we provide them with business support to ensure that if there's any non-financial skills, whether it's finance or human resources, that they don't have, we give them that support to assist them to succeed.
It is this future focus that informs our internal organizational structure and how our business units collaborate for client success.
Hello, I'm Kugan Theva. I'm the head of machinery, equipment and electronics at the IDC. I'm looking forward to this year's mining endeavor because it enables us to restart after this COVID period, but also ensure that the manufacturing sector within the mining industry grows, restarts, re-energizes, and ensure that we take our place within South Africa and the rest of Africa. As an SBU that supports the mining sector from a manufacturing perspective, we've got in place initiatives like MSEF, Downstream Industry Fund, UIF, various funds which have very low returns requirements, and these are there to stimulate the economy, stimulate investment in the manufacturing sector. We've done a few investments in the past, supporting a few mining companies, manufacturing mining companies locally. A lot of them have repaid us and have moved on. With the COVID break, we've had a downturn within the manufacturing sector, and we're seeing now an uptake in the mining and the manufacturing sector, and we're hoping now to support that. So for us, it's about positioning South Africa and the manufacturing capacity within South Africa to take advantage of the growth in the mining sector, both here and the rest of Africa. How do we make sure that we become partners in the rest of Africa and support the manufacturing part or the manufacturing sector move into the rest of Africa by using South Africa as a base?
Considering South Africa's own mounting energy challenges, we now look to power our economy with renewable energy, dedicating ourselves to sustainability, inclusivity, and a just energy transition.
Good day, my name is Christo Fourie. I head up the Energy SBU within IDC. We are really looking forward to once again engaging face-to-face with the various stakeholders, mining clients being of particular interest to us as they are in dire need of reliable energy, and we are ready to understand their needs and to offer to them a funding value proposition. Our exposure to the energy sector currently stands at around 15 billion rand. That's current exposure, but there's another 3 billion roughly of approved exposure that will be drawn over the next 2 to 3 years during the construction periods. The IDC strategy in regards to the just energy transition is executed to a large degree through the Energy SBU and through the renewable energy projects that we fund. Every renewable project contributes toward getting us closer to that end goal of being completely carbon-free from an energy generation perspective. IDC as a DFI has a very key role to play in terms of de-risking projects and attracting commercial bank funding to the table, so we can typically provide funding that takes on more risk, be it in the form of subordinated instruments or instruments with a longer tenor, thus crowding in more commercial funding. In any energy project that we fund, we have more than one client. The clients being the IPP itself, wherein we would advance senior debt or subordinated debt funding. We would also fund the BE party, providing funding to the BE party to acquire equity in the underlying IPP. And then our third client would be a broad-based empowerment group, typically a community trust, to which we also provide funding for it to acquire equity in the underlying IPP.
In light of this, the IDC has been steadily powering the South African economy with renewable energy. 15.4 billion rand in renewable energy projects, including 25 community trusts, thus enabling the active participation in the country's Renewable Energy Independent Power Producer Procurement Program, REAP. We are an active promoter of sustainable mining for a green economy, taking confidence from the fact that it is a critical anchor in government's economic reconstruction and recovery plan. We are excited about what's to come because we understand the value of mining potential, mining opportunity, and mining sustainability too. Indeed, it all circles back to why we are investing in an eco-conscious Africa that is mine. IDC, partnering with you, growing the economy, developing Africa.